Sure, we start over here, please. The first common mistake is when you receive the person in, they hear the word cartwheel, so they really throw the body over. Can we go real fast?
You want me to throw over?
Go fast?
Boom.
Okay, I see.
Sorry, it's so hard for me to even throw myself over now.
Yes. So if she, 2, 1, leaves it, if she throws herself over really fast, she's going to end up coming over and like really fast.
Okay.
So it's less of a cartwheel. It's
more
really,
of a lean.
Yes, and that's a lot of this is the same with acro. You really allow your base to lead you, and if you or the flower are really throwing your body or back leading, you're really throwing the base off. So on this one, if she just leans her weight in, then I can receive and control it better and bring her in.
Okay.
She doesn't need to throw her body over.
Okay.
That's a common mistake, okay? A second common mistake is bases underestimate how far they need to kick with this one leg that's receiving. What they do is they'll come in and then they just cave in like
collapsing.
This. They just collapse.
They have to extend it immediately?
Or they'll come up and then they'll collapse right there. They'll kick and their legs will just collapse.
That's what happens.
So that's common too. So that would look like kicking, not collapsing, and then you fall this way. So you'd either fall likely here, over here, and sometimes on the base's body, but I think that's a lot safer than like flinging yourself over this way.
Okay.
Okay, so helpful tips. The first helpful tip is the placement. She walks right where my waistline is.
Okay.
The flyer does. It's not way up here, and it's not way back there. And secondly, she's not so close to my hip here. This doesn't really give me a chance to receive her weight. She needs to step about a foot away from my hip.
Okay.
So my hip line's here, about a foot away. And then now as the base, my foot placement's important. It's not way up here, and it's not way down the leg. If her hip bone's right there, I want to go right underneath it so that her torso can fold over it.
Okay.
Okay, because likely your foot's going to slide up. So I do recommend if you do anything, even if you aim a little lower, that's better.
Okay.
If you aim so high, it just won't work because her torso doesn't get a chance to fold over, okay? So even if you need to, aim super low on purpose because it's just naturally going to slide up to where her hip bone is.
Okay.
And so watch my hands. They're open here. They're never closed because if she falls, she can support herself, right? We work on that, which is open support. And the feet are right here. Most of the weight pushing is the opposite limb. So if my foot is on her hip on this side, we're likely not going to push a lot on this arm. We're likely going to push more on this arm because it balances her body. So she just leans in. I'm pushing a lot on this arm here.
Okay.
I'm going to receive her weight a bit, and once her hip's over, then I press up, and then I catch her on this other foot.
Okay.
Which is epistraddle foot. And this catch is a little challenging at first, but once you get it, the more you press off this hand, watch, if Tara presses off a lot, then she kind of float for a second, and it gives me more time to place this foot as she comes in the straddle. If she pushes off this hand more, that's great. It makes her come in slower. Okay. She has a better control. And watch her straddle. It's really nice and wide and it's piked. It gives me a place to put my feet. Another common mistake is flyers bring the feet towards the sky. Will you demonstrate that? And then my feet slide straight off. So she's got to stay straddled and piked.
Okay.
Okay. And so like a great warm-up for this is a good commitment. Is what we did earlier, tripod handstand. Getting a good understanding of what it's like to be upside down and tight and straddle.
Okay.
So a good warm-up for that is like a tripod handstand we did earlier.
Okay.
Because this teaches you to push off with your arms a lot, which is what you'll need when you're cartwheeling in.
Okay.
Because you'll be pushing off with that arm.
Yeah, and I would say your hands should even be back a little more. If that's comfortable for you right there, that's good.
Yes. Because you're drawing a little triangle between your head and your arms. Okay. The further back, the more you feel it in your arms. You see how much weight she's putting in her hands? That's a good thing when we're doing any type of controlled transition. Okay. She can control more of her weight.
Yeah. And see, my elbows are in, like everything's kind of like a...
Okay.
And to warm up to base for this, it's just, I mean, it's a lot. It's harder than you think because it's one leg.
I have a hard time with this.
All the base,
probably be able to base.
all the basing that we've been doing is both legs, and so this one is just one leg kicking really hard.
You have to keep it in the center line, right? Too, like you have to keep it.
Come into the middle of the mat for me.
Yes, the reason why I orientated this way for the cartwheel is you're more than likely going to fall laterally.
side.
So we'll work it this way. So if her foot's on this side, which arm are you going to press off of most likely?
This one. Am I going?
Yeah.
Keep your legs straddled.
All right. I'm waiting to be pushed up.
Yeah.
You're just leaning in, huh?
And see, I lost my center line already.
Yes, because more than likely you're going to go that way.
Okay.
A nice and strong Tara, kick straight up.
See, I lost the center line.
Hello, boys and girls. Today we are doing a nice level 1 beginner's pose called cross. Basically where the base has her feet in my armpits. A very safe pose to try. Let's first demonstrate a possible fall. So why does he have one sock on? Alright. Lift me up. And show him a fall, man. Ah! So keep in mind the teeter-tottering left and right. If there's a fall, your first instinct as the fly is to bring your feet down before your body comes down, okay? And spread that fall as wide as possible between your feet and your hands, so you can spread out the impact of that fall. So bring it out, bring your feet and your hands down first. This is relatively safe because you're looking at the ground and your feet are low already. So this one should be a safe one, so you can try it at home. So now let's demonstrate the little points to do this correctly, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to step over my base's torso like this. So I'm in front of her legs, okay? For smaller feet, you want to use the middle of the foot on the armpit. For bases with larger feet, you use the padding of the foot or the ball of the feet. So Magda here, my base, has a smaller feet, so I'm going to put the middle of her foot in my armpit here. And there. A common mistake for flies when they first fly this is they bring the hips too far forward. Keep your butt against her knees there. That's going to give you more support. I'm going to grab my hands, either this kind of Ganesh grip or grab my own wrist like that. And that gives me extra strength. She's going to grab the back of my knees or the back of my thighs and lift up. Another common mistake is that bases will bring their legs too close to their face, so she wants to bring them back and find that 90 degree. Nice demonstration, right? And once I'm here, she feels nice and stable, I can slowly reach in and tuck my legs in. And then go free without anything. And her job is to find that midline. Hold that balance. Good. And the base can support the flyer underneath their thighs or the butt there. But be careful not to step on your base's face there. I'm going to slowly grab my ankles and come out. And she's going to support my legs here. As I come out, I'm going to add a lot of pressure forward on her hands. So the base has to be ready to compensate for that. As I come out, I keep my butt on her knees, and then I can come out wide that way. And looking for it. And to come down, I simply let go and bring my feet on the ground. And her legs are straight the whole time, so she's supporting me so that I can push back on up. And there you go. This is also a great way for new bases to train their midline and abductor muscles and their abdominals. So you can get into that position, and then on purpose bring your flyer left and right, so you're training your core and training your abductor muscles to get stronger, to be able to bring it back in the midline, which is such an important skill to have in all good basing. Okay, so again, you can do this on purpose, bring it back and forth, bring the base back to the side and right and left, and it trains her core and trains her muscles to bring it back to the midline. Well, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope it was helpful. Please subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Facebook as well. I'm at facebook.com/YogiDao. I'll put the link below. And leave any comments or questions that you have, and I'll try to answer them. So until then, be courageous and play safe.